Welcome to That Steam. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. They said we would never be back. Nick, you would never guess who tried to stop us from being back this week.
Who?
14 drink cards at the Catfish again.
Oh, man. Oh, the big guy. Man, you and I, we're victims of this.
Man, you know what?
Huge victims of this.
I'm glad you said it. We are victims.
We are victims.
We are victims.
Victims.
Catfish is a great comedy club in Fitzroy if you ever get a chance to go. But no comedian drinks anymore, but they still give you 14 free drink cards. And no one wanted any of them. And I took it upon myself to get through all of them.
You did 14.
Well, I don't know. I don't remember the last part of the night.
Man, I'm so jealous. God, I am jealous.
They had that, what's that Venom Golden Ale that I fucking love?
Oh, man.
That was on tap. And then I was just throwing them. No one was drinking. So then, you know, you're having the bar stuff. You're having a rum. Yeah. You know, you're having a beer. Man. Then I had a red wine. And then I remember waking up the next day and my missus like looking at me funny. I was like, what happened? She's like, you came home. I made you a burrito. And I was like, I don't even remember eating a burrito on a Tuesday. And she's like, and then you were making videos with the cat. And I was like, what? What the fuck am I making? Like putting him in hats or some shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, yeah.
Did you see the videos?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Are they still on the... Yeah, you got to post
It's
them.
just me with the toy being like, meh.
Oh, man, you got to post
Oh, I'm not posting it. No. And then...
For anyone who doesn't know, the history of comedy used to be...
Oh, well, I love this. The history of comedy, part one. Strap in. What is the history
of comedy?
History of comedy.
History of comedy. When Brett and I started, everyone would fight for the drink tokens.
Man, if you got one.
If you got one drink token.
Fuck, dude.
Yes.
You're the king. Man, I used to stockpile them. Like, if they gave you two and you only had time for one, you'd keep it in your pocket.
Yes.
And then you'd rock up next week and you wouldn't even be on.
Yeah.
You'd go get your free beer.
Yeah. So, and then they slowly started accumulating because comics are more and more serious, a lot more serious than Brett and I.
Hey, they're still not as funny.
They're a lot more hard work. So,
we got them in front of our 87 listeners.
Yeah, man. Agree to disagree for sure. So then they started more and more, and then now you go to a place like Catfish, awesome bar.
Great bar.
Awesome staff.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you are left with 14 drink cards to just finish off yourself.
Well, and also I was doing a photography shoot with our great mate Chillery.
Chillery.
One of the best photographers. He's phenomenal. And
terrible guy though.
Terrible guy, shit bloke.
Asshole.
We hate him.
Shit bloke.
He's always trying to fill me up.
Yeah.
We shouldn't spread that. That's not true. He's actually the king. I was helping him to do some lighting for this cool project he's trying to do at the moment. He's trying to do all these cool like Netflix covers and stuff.
It looked awesome, man.
Man,
it looked great.
It's great. So I went in and lit for him for a couple of days just to help out because he always helps us out doing heaps of stuff. So whenever we can return the favor, we will.
Yep.
But unfortunately, he has a fridge full of beers and I work for myself, so I'm technically my own boss, which is actually, I don't know how it happened. It's a bad idea. I should be employed. I should be held accountable, but unfortunately, I'm not. So, of course, that means 3 o'clock comes around. Big Daddy's cracking a cold one.
Oh.
On set. You know what I mean?
He's got great taste in beers.
He's got great taste in beers for a guy who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
Great taste in beers.
Oh, garage project.
Yeah, I put down 2 or 3, and then I rocked up to the Catfish early because the shoot finished at 5:30 and the gig's at 8 or whatever, or maybe 6:30. And they're like, should we put you on first, Brett? And I'm like, I reckon that's a good idea. Otherwise, if you put me into the second bracket, old Slurry Pete's getting up there.
Yes.
And then I just but everyone left. I'd been there since 6. It must have been like 12 o'clock or something crazy. And I was nearly going to go to Spleen. I was like, man, I should go to Spleen. It's a Tuesday.
Oh, my God. That sounds like the best night ever.
Dude, I loved it.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And then I was so hungover yesterday, I had to have like a bit of an edible to get me through. So,
reminds me of that story, Brett, when you and I were booked at Catfish years and years ago.
Okay.
And then we got free tickets to see the tennis.
Oh, no.
Brett and I were like, okay, we'll go see the tennis.
We're not tennis guys, but
We're not tennis guys.
we like sport, and we'll be honest, we like drinking.
So we went to the tennis with Milan and Carl Chandler.
Yeah.
And we thought, cool, Brett, we'll learn about this sport. The vibe will be great.
Yes.
We watched half a tennis match.
I don't even think I watched that. My eyes are in the back of my head.
I remember telling Mike, I was like, I watched this guy, Foggy, and he's like, Fognini? And I'm like, yeah, that's the guy.
That's the guy.
Yeah. My whole mind was Foggy.
Yeah.
And then we got steaming drunk.
Like you know when you day drunk's great, but sometimes you look at your clock and you go, it's 2:00 and I'm in this state. We're fucked. But you can't stop.
Yes.
That's worse.
And then we kept going until apparently I rang my partner, I cannot remember, and said, come pick me up. And she said, well, where are your manners? And I'm like, just come pick me up. Just pick Brett and I up now. I got to get to a gig. She picked me up.
Doll face. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
She was very angry.
Yes. I do remember the heat
and she
in the car.
Picked us up.
So you got the heating on?
I cannot remember.
No,
You got the heating on? No,
I'm just angry.
No, I'm just very angry. And she took us to the show, and then the next day I went straight to work, fully hungover, and she was very angry with me. And I said, look, I apologize. I'm so sorry, babe. I was so drunk. Sorry if I was rude. Hey, there's just one thing I want to know. And she's like, what? And I said, how did my set go at Catfish? And she said, I wanted you to bomb, but you destroyed.
Oh, annoyingly, you did well. Was I even on, or did I come?
You were there. I don't know if you were on or not, but she was praying for me to bomb.
I think I remember, because I remember kept drinking in the background and being like, I can't talk to anyone here. I'm on a different level.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And anyway, so that was...
The Catfish. See, I think you've learned that we respect comedy. You know what I mean? Maybe there is a method to not giving out comedians free drink tokens after we just listened to those two stories.
Because it happened to me another time, didn't it, Brett? Didn't I? You and I, we were at
Perth?
We were at Perth.
Oh, that was the fucking worst one.
Yeah.
Because we did this beer fest gig, which is at 12:00 and 2:00, but you get there at 11 and it's free beers all day. And then you get chummy with the guys from all the different brewers. I think, was it Monkey, the guy I know from Perth, Monkey Brewery?
Monkey Barrel, and then
Barrel.
Was it the,
Nail from Exmouth?
Other side.
Oh, yeah, other side.
And then there was the Exmouth guys.
Yes, the Exmouth bit brew is fucking sick.
Yeah.
So we were throwing them down all day, and then did I have my solo show? Or maybe I don't know what was going on. You were fucked particularly. Like I was fucked, but you were next level.
Yeah.
To the point that I couldn't find him for 10 minutes, and then he came back and you just had a bucket of KFC chicken. Walked into the comedy lounge. I can remember eating the chicken on the way there, not being able to stand up. Yeah.
Walked in, and then you're up the back going, hell yeah.
Oh, I hanged around. I wanted to watch the train wreck. Yeah.
This is going to be awesome. And apparently I can't remember. Apparently I flicked on the pilot switch and then I just did it.
It was good. I was annoyed. I was like, man, to be honest, you're probably more together when you're fucking off your head. You know what I mean? When I see you up there sober, I'm like, fuck, he's floundering up there. God.
I was floundering last week, I tell you that. I did 2 gigs at the European Beer Cafe. Well, not at the European Beer Cafe. It was a Beer Deluxe.
Is that good?
In Fed Square. It was all right. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a good gig. But, man, you know when you just get up there and you're like, a couple of people give you death stares and you're like...
Yeah. I don't know if I can do going
when you're hosting, you need a couple of beers. Because you're the fucking guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy that gets up there and you take the bullets.
Yeah. I also think if you're having a beer, like emceeing sucks, so you've got to be having a good time.
Yeah.
So you're like, man, I'm having beers. Yep. I'm having a good time. Yep. I'm with the audience. Yep. This is fine.
Now, Brett, I've got a couple of stories.
Okay.
I've got a couple of stories. Number one,
hit me.
I was great new comic on the scene. Great guy. Andrew Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Really nice guy. Apparently, you saw his show.
Yes.
and you said to him, "Hey, mate, that was a really good show. It was about how he was in prison." You go, "I especially like the joke where you said even your money laundering business in Sydney has to make money.
Yeah,
because the rent is so
yeah,
high."
yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, thanks, man. Kappa actually wrote that one for me." And then you went, "Don't fucking tell me that."
Yeah, because I was like, oh, Kappa wrote. I was like, the man who, what? Fuck! Don't tell him I know that I said it was good. I don't want to get into your little fucking head. Yeah, it really did piss me off. I was either going to go with that bit or the bronzing up one. I was like, the bronzing up story was very funny and relatable, but then I was like, God damn it, Kappa wrote it. Kappa barely writes jokes for himself. What is he doing giving jokes away? Fuck, that did piss me off.
Yeah, that was good. Man, I was recently up in Lake Boga again filming. I got to say, Brett, I was on a pretty good train. I wasn't drinking. You've been behaving. I've been really behaving. I was just eating good food, trying to get fit for the wedding. But also I just felt, man, you do 2 months of fucking touring. I cannot, man, I think I drank too many beers. I can't even look at a beer at the moment.
That's good.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Can I have some of that energy, please?
Oh, man, yeah. I nearly cracked at Beer Deluxe because they had this beer by Hop Nation called the Rattenhund, which is a really good Pilsner. I recommend it. If you're into Pilsner, get the Rattenhund. It's sick.
It's just fun to say.
Man, it's like a German fucking
Rattenhund.
I think it's fucking German for dashhound.
Oh, really?
Because that were the dogs that got the rats.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Rattenhund.
But yeah, man, fucking health food in the country. Because you got to stay away from bread and shit.
Man.
It is brutal.
Country people have to work till they're 90 because their diets are fucking, you know what I mean? Like you can't, like the healthiest thing you'll see is maybe a Subway. You know, like even when you go to the pub, it's like if you get pineapple on the Parma, that's as close as you're getting to not getting scurvy for the next month.
Man, I went there, I was fearing. I was like, Nick, you've been on such a good, diet. I get there and I'm seeing Parmas, I'm seeing chips, I'm seeing the devil.
Yeah.
Managed to escape it because at the Lake Boga pub they have a Sunday roast. I was like, I'll get out of it this way.
Yeah.
And then I just did that and skipped the potatoes. Great. But then, man, the next day, could not find anything. I'm like, I'll just get a fucking hamburger with the lot.
Oh, you got to get the lot. If you're going to do it properly.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Man, I still dream about this place. I used to work at Balustrating WA, making balustrating, obviously.
Yeah.
But they had the best smoko lounge next door. And, like, you'd get chips, schnitzel burger with the lot, like egg, bacon. I used to spend, like, $30 a day there. But you just... bit of paper, send it to them, and they just fucking... And then you get bigger eyes. You're like, yeah, I'll have a hot dog for smoko, then lunch I have a schnitzel burger with chips. Yeah. I reckon I spent $30 a day, and I'm surprised I wasn't the fattest fuck in the world, but that's that. Before 25, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
eat whatever you want.
Yeah, you can fucking eat whatever you want. It's wild, man. But it was so hard to find anywhere, and you just got to buckle.
Yeah, you're going to have to grow.
I had to have the chicken and schnitzel with no chips and vegetables. It was still pretty good.
That's brutal, though.
Oh, no, man. It was brutal. Caved, had a whiskey and soda.
That's good. I'm going to give you a pass on that. You've at least tried. You got rid of the potatoes. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be too hard on you. But,
man, the wheels fall off so hard. Right? Yeah. Like, You're talking to Mr.
15 pints and a burrito the other night.
I got back yesterday, and I'm like, fuck. Don't go to Fried and Tasty, because I was right near it.
Oh, yeah.
Went to Fried and Tasty. Had 2 huge bits of chicken.
Was it good?
Fantastic.
Man, you know what? My little hack at the moment, I mean, we'll get back to motorbike content soon, but the Hello Fresh and the fucking Marley spoon, my missus keeps switching accounts and we get the fucking discount or whatever. I don't know what scam she's got going. Yeah. But we only order vegetarian.
Ah, yes.
Because we don't know how to cook good vegetarian food because it's not in our wheelhouse. But if you're following the recipe like a fucking idiot, then you're having 3 good meals, real good meals a week. And then the rest of them you go, all right, I'll do chicken and salad or steak and veg. You know what I mean? Because your meat's easy to cook for me.
Man, most vegetarian food I have is so good.
Yeah.
I just got to cross that boundary.
Yeah.
The thought of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need meat. I need meat in my fucking life.
Man, when it's there, you just got to cook it. And it's like with potato and shit. And you're like, oh, yeah, it's all good. But I just can't. I wouldn't know how to make a vegetarian meal. Yeah, I don't know how to cook. I know how to. I put a steak on veggies. I can do a roast. I can do. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of it in my wheelhouse. But if I'm just following a recipe like a fuckhead, I can do it. Now, speaking of fuckheads, what is happening this weekend, Nick? What favorite desert race of mine is this weekend?
Man, I was going to talk to you about this.
Well, I've got some.
Yeah.
Devastating news.
What's some devastating?
Finke Desert Race is this weekend. We love David Walsh.
Yes.
Our favourite rider. Mm-hmm. I mean, potentially Toby Price as well, but we love him equally.
Yeah.
This weekend. Where am I next weekend on tour? Alice fucking Springs. I missed the desert race by a week, and then I'm messaging Walshy going, hey, man, if you're around, do you want tickets to the show?
Yeah.
Potentially, will you have a beer with me afterwards so I can fanboy over you afterwards? Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, man, I'd love to come to the show. Why don't you come up the weekend early and we can watch be a part of the races? And I'm like, but I've been away on the road so much, I can't just go to the missus. Anyway, I'm going to go to fucking Alice Springs a week early and I'm like, man, in my head, I'm like, is he asking me to be part of his pit crew? I don't know. Even if he lets me close to him, I'm excited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I miss out. I'll be watching it this weekend from home, but the week after in Alice Springs doing gigs. So fucking annoying.
Oh, brother.
I'm devastated.
Brutal.
I have to watch it on the screen, and then you got to follow the GPS trackers. It's pretty hard to watch, but it's still fun to watch. But imagine being there on the sideline.
Oh, man.
I'm going to go next year. I'm going next year.
Well, also, man, so cool. I've been following Matty Mac, our mate.
Yeah, he's
taken the XR600 in there again.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But have you looked at that bike recently? If you jump on Matty Mac's page, it's pretty sick. Yeah. That bike, besides the stickers, is like does not look like an original XR. Like it's so fucking high as well. The suspensions, he's done a lot of work to it. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Yeah, man.
It'd be the engine, obviously, but the suspension looks jacked on that fucking thing.
Man, yeah. I reckon you and I, man, we got to start looking next year or whatever, or later on this year at just trail rides that are around. Because you have trail days at tracks.
Yeah.
And if anyone can let us know.
Yeah.
A trail, like a track around Melbourne that we can go on. That'd be great because they have trail days. You go out there, you fucking camp, you ride for a day or two. It rules.
Well, one of the guys, one of the Flatty guys has messaged me saying in July he's got some downtime and him and his mates are going to this little camp and there's all the single track stuff around there.
Oh, great.
So I was like, that sounds pretty good. But I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a race. I don't want to race because I'm not fast.
Yeah.
But I would love to be a part of the event and, like do the amateur one and just do the track,
Yeah, well, there's one near Mildura called Hatter.
Yeah.
That I would like to do.
Oh, and that's the one your mate was telling us about and I said I'd go down with him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I would love to go and check it out.
Okay.
Because, but I would love to get a WR450 before then.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the fucking like the XT this brake thing has kind of ruined me now because I'm like, what if I can't get parts for it anymore?
Yeah. Well, you can always get parts.
Also, man, the new DR looks sick. Have you seen it?
No.
Man, it's wild.
It looks beautiful.
It looks pretty wild. Yeah, I think it's up against the Tenere. Not as nimble and as crazy as looking as yours, but like Tenere style DR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks sick. Looks incredible.
I'll still keep mine, but I wouldn't mind something in the 450 mark. You know what I mean?
Oh man!
But then I've been looking at it because Ross Noble loves the trials riding, and I've been watching a lot of shit on trials bikes, and like they got this crazy clutch on them. That's why because they're on the clutch every fucking 2 seconds. I'm like, how is this not burning the clutch out?
Yeah.
But then I looked at it's a different setup of the clutch completely. Like it's fucking sick. So you can just pump away all day. It doesn't make any fucking difference.
Ooh.
But you barely get it out of first gear as well.
Oh, whoa.
So maybe second. You know what I mean?
Fuck,
so I'm like, I'm kind of like enjoying looking at that style of riding as well.
Yeah, that's good.
But we still got your birthday money, so we still got to go do something with that.
Oh, yeah. Jesus. Haven't done that. Yeah, haven't thought about that. Man, tell you what I hate at the moment. Fucking Facebook Marketplace. It is killing me.
Oh, yeah. Recommended.
There are so many good mountain bikes on there now. I saw a Julie, like a nice Julie for $900 the other day.
Man, there's
fucking bored.
It's that time of year when the new bikes must be coming in, like the 2023s are coming in or some shit. Because every bike sales is like 50% off, 40% off. It's crazy at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm like, every time I'm on my phone, I'm like,
man.
$3,000 for that.
Oh,
Fuck.
I know, but I'm got to keep the purse strings tight because I'm getting married soon. But man, it's taken me all my resistance not to buy one of those. Also, this Terminator 2 hologram skateboard deck. It is killing me.
How much is it?
$180, and you walk from one side. It's got Arnie on one side. Then you walk around, and then it slowly turns into the Terminator.
You've got to send me this link.
Oh no!
Also, I don't know what to get you. I don't know what to get for your wedding. So I might just imagine I give you and Caitlin a Terminator 2 hologram. It's for both of you, you know? One of you likes Arnie, the other one likes. Man, that is so fucking funny. Also, we lost our editor for The Wrong Way Around. We've gained an editor this week. We're going to give him one episode to see how he goes because it's a nightmare of a fucking job to take on. So he's going to have a little look at that. So hopefully, we're hoping he's the guy and can get it done.
Yes. Yeah, I'll be working on it all this week and next week, so that's going to be good. Also, still working. I've got some YouTube content in the works that I'm currently editing.
I know. I've got so many. I've got the time I rode from Canberra. I've got fucking this. I got a backlog of like 70 things I need to upload.
A bunch, everything. So yeah, it's all loaded into the timeline though. I'm editing it as quickly as possible, guys, so we can have the YouTube fucking cracking.
All right, legends. Until next time, keep it flat, stick, and